Okay, so the fourth step says right after the third step, we launch on a course of vigorous action. And goes into detail why it's important to do so. Now, this is very important step because this is the building blocks of my self destruction that I'm about to look at. They are also the building blocks of the wall which kept me from God. Now, in the third step, I made a deal with God and said, look, you know, if you help me, clean up the wreckage of my past, whether it's inside my head or outwards towards people that have been in my life, making the amends and such, that we're going to work together on this. And I'm going to go straight to this. I'm not going to waste any time and get on this fourth step. But I was 41 when I actually started working on this program. And it means that I had 41 years of trauma to address, which was spread out over 41 years. And I knew it was going to be difficult to deal with because I'm now sitting down at the table with pen and paper and I'm addressing 41 years of problems in one sitting. Um, all the demons were lined up in a row. The monsters were all standing right there looking right at me. It wasn't an easy thing to do. But it was explained to me that if I had worked a good third step, didn't have to be perfect, just a good one, that I have come up with a higher power and I'm willing to turn my will and my life over to this higher power and have faith that he's going to get me through it, then I would imagine this is the ultimate test, right? All right, God, I'm about to give you all this shit and let's see if you can get me through it. Yeah. Now, if you're not willing to do the fourth step, stay in step 3 until the willingness comes. Like I said in a previous video, nobody's ready for the fourth step and everything it's about to dump into their psyche. But all you gotta do is be willing to do it, and it is clearly laid out on how to do it. People run from it. It's the boogeyman, and you know, I don't know if it's the actual writing of it and seeing it makes it real, or if knowing when you're done doing it, you're gonna have to sit down and talk to somebody about this. I don't know which one is a scarier thing to address, but really, both of those are inside my head, anyways, aren't they? And but am I willing just to let this stuff go? I've carried it long enough. The It's also the wonderful part of the program. It's the only time in the program where you can point fingers at everybody. When you have your columns, Mr. Brown, you're an asshole because you did this. Miss Jones, you did this shit. You are just a bitch, right? It's the only time you can ever get away with really shit talking the rest of the world. And that's the first two columns. Now, and you can even get more specific in that third column and say, you know what? This is what you affected in me. My sexual relations, my finances, my self-esteem. You poked around at that and that pissed me off. You're assholes, all of you. You know, so it's a wonderful feeling to be able to do that and get away scot-free. But it's that fourth column, right? What did it affect? What is my part? What did I contribute to this stuff? Now, it says in the book that most of us never made it that far. We can only look at the faults of others. And that's true. And that's what the first three columns are. But the wonderful feeling is that if I look at my paper, right, and I see those three columns, and as if they were actually standing in front of me, and I'm just getting all this poison out of me, and all this anger, and all this resentment, and just really letting them have it. If I've cleaned that out of me, right, finally got to say what's been on my mind, by the time I get to that column of, well, what did I play in this, all this stuff, I shouldn't have any hang-ups. Now, my second wife, she told me, she said I neglected the marriage. Oh my God, that pissed me off bad. Because, like, look, I mow the yard every Sunday, with the Bloody Mary, and then I switched to beer and liquor, you know. Yeah, I rub your feet at night and watch your stupid ass shows on TV while I'm drinking. You know, I sat there and I went on trips that I didn't want to go, like to shopping and stuff. I'd rather stay at home, but I went with you. I'd been drinking. You know, I neglected the marriage, but I hated the way she said that. You know, now what is my part? You know, I was so ready to say, this is what I did for you. Why can't you see it? That I never looked at, all those things I was drunk. Every single one of them, or on other stuff. And I neglected the marriage because even though I was physically present, I wasn't mentally present. I wasn't spiritually present. She wasn't looking for anything but the man she loved, and that man was swimming around in the bottom of a bottomless bottle. And I neglected the marriage. I didn't honor my vows to her where I said I would do the best I can for you. And in fact, I did the exact opposite. And she put up with it for a long time. At first, when we got the divorce going, I was mad and angry at her. But after addressing the step, I realized, would she have felt like I neglected the marriage if I wasn't drunk for 10 years? I mean, she stuck around for 10 years, until she had had enough. And she'd only told me she had a problem with my drinking one time, and that was on our last day together before the separation. She put up with a lot. And so I don't hold it against her. And I publicly, very publicly, made my amends to her. And she forgave me, I guess, because she unblocked me on Facebook, and but we're happy going our separate ways. And as much as I'd love to sit down and have coffee with her and everything, it's not in the cards, and I'm cool with that. She went and got remarried, and I wish her all the best. I hope this man treats her better than I did. But the thing is that's what I was getting at, was that all the venom and the poison and the anger of pointing fingers at her and everything. Once I looked and I saw, yeah, I did play a part in this, right? 50% of the marriage was me. And the part that I played wasn't very loving and caring. So if you're about to start the fourth step, right, get all the poison out of you. Let it go. Put it on paper. It's your sponsor's job anyway to sort through all that crap. Just give it all to them. And you're going to find some relief at the end of it. I promise. I guarantee it. It's actually a promise in the big book, but I guarantee it as well. Not like that counts for much. But just hang in there. You can do it. I mean, you're already a third of the way through. You're on the fourth step. Holy shit. Did you even think you'd make it that far? Some people just get to step 1, 2, 3. Oh, God, I'm turning my will over to you. Okay, deuces. I'm going to go get loaded. But you made it this far. Keep going. Don't drink. Chase sobriety. And you can do it.